Nathan Cox, thanks for joining us around the home. Got Benny in the background over here. He's out kaput. And I know some of you probably wondering, where's Molly? She's always jumping in on these videos. Well, she's taking a nap, so she may not show up for this one. But let's get to what we're talking about here. My initial thoughts after our first drive with the Razor MX350. Here's a really good shot of the bike sitting in my living room, so you guys can really take a good look at it, because most of you have probably only seen the picture of the box. As you guys probably noticed, I do have chapters along the bottom of the video here, so if you want to jump ahead or scoot back, and review different sections, really easy to do that. Also, we have Amazon links in the description down below for this bike and a few other accessories with it. We are Amazon affiliates, so it always helps support the channel if you use those links, so please click away. Okay, so we're going to break this down into some very basic chapters, an overview, likes and dislikes, okay? And we keep it short and simple. Now here's an overview of the bike. The MX350 electric dirt bike, so it is electric. It is great for either street or light off-road use. It uses a what you would call like a dual purpose tires here, so they are good for either one. It is a 24 volt electric system. It uses a combination of two 12 volt liquid acid batteries, okay? They're back behind this gray cover here. One of the things I should address right off the bat is what age kid actually fits on this. Because some of you might be like, say the box says 13 plus, but you're like sitting way on the ground and squatting. It doesn't look, yeah. And if you look up online, you can see here, it says the seat height is 22.5 inches. I find that to be incorrect. I measured it at 19. Right here, ground, right here. This is what I consider seat height, right here where you're sitting. Even if I measured all the way up to here, still wasn't 22.5. It was like 21.5 or something like that. I don't know where they got 22.5 from on that Google thing. So don't always trust Google's answers, okay? So if that's not making you think about the size of the bike already, that boils down to an average 5 to 7 year old is what fits on this bike. That's right, 5 to 7 year old. My grandson is 6. Here is a video of him, a quick clip of him sitting on it, like the first day he got to see it. So you can see he sits on it pretty easy, and he can put both feet completely flat on the ground and still have, his knees are not locked. They're still bent on top of that, okay? So at 6 years old, this bike is perfectly sized for him. And he will outgrow it by the time he's 8. You're probably wondering, why does it say 13? Well, I'm sure they were forced to put that on there by some safety commission, probably the same safety commission that ruined all our gas cans, so now you can't pour the gas out to save our lives, right? But that's really upsetting because I know a lot of kids probably never got to enjoy this because the parents looked at the box, it says 13 plus. So the little kids didn't use it. By the time the kids were 13 plus, they had no interest in it, and they were probably thinking, this thing looks like it's way too small for me, whatever. So I know a lot of kids missed out on the opportunity of having fun. So you're probably wondering, what's the run time? Well, I don't have an actual time I've tested it myself. The box says roughly 30 minutes, okay? And I'll get this in a minute, but the throttle really only has one speed. So it's not like 30 minutes at the lowest, slowest speed possible. I'm pretty sure that this will hit pretty close to 30 minutes. And I see most people online seem to be very happy with the bike, so I don't think that that's going to be off by much of anything. The batteries, I thought, originally, I said, well, if I take them to a park or out to the trail where I ride my dirt bike. Now, I wasn't going to take them out into the trails, but there's gazebo area and stuff like that where you see people with other little electric dirt bikes or very small units and stuff like that. I figured I could let them run around for a while, and when the batteries die, I'd probably just be able to open up this case, pop some wires off. I didn't think it'd be super easy. Slide the new, have a second set of batteries pre-charged and slide them in there. That's not happening. If you want to see how to access the batteries, and the main fuse for replacement when they're damaged or bad, I'll have a video top right of the screen popping up and in the video description as well. So then how long does it take to charge then, since you can't do a quick swap out of the batteries? This is definitely not swapping it out like on your drill pack or your Ego yard equipment, right? I really wish it was, because that would really make this thing keep going and going. Right here is a charging port. It is got a rubber cap on it, which is nice. It's a slow charger. We're talking overnight, like 8 to 10 hours. It actually says to let it charge for 12 hours the first time. Now I didn't find that it needed that because there is a light on the charger. So it's a very basic adapter. Green light means it's good. Red light means it's charging. There's nothing more to it than that. So I'm sure there's a couple different versions of it, so there's no really reason of showing you the green and red light. Some of you have probably seen it in the box and probably wonder, does it have suspension? No, no suspension. The bigger one, the 650, I believe, does have front suspension, but there's no suspension on this one whatsoever. But they do have, you know, actual air-filled tires, so you can drop the air pressure in them if you're going to be doing it more off-road, or keep them harder if you're going to be sticking on the street. So just figure that out, what works best for you guys. Okay, I guess let's start with the dislikes so we can end on a good note. All right, so dislikes. I dislike the slow charge on the battery and the fact that you can't just swap them out like a big battery pack on a drill or something like that. You know, they're housed in here, and that's the only time you're going to be getting in here to do anything with the batteries is if they've gone bad. No, the batteries aren't expensive because they're lead acid batteries. So this actually, I'll say this again on the likes part, but you can buy a pair of them on Amazon for 40 or 50 bucks for the whole thing and get this thing going again. So that's cool. But getting to it sucks. Bad things I don't like. The throttle is, and I don't think it's going to be a very bad thing, a very big dislike, but it's one speed. I thought it'd be kind of a variable speed, or at least maybe like a 3-speed or something like that. You know, like low, medium, high. It's just kind of like all or nothing. Now what that means is this has a good up and go, like 14 miles an hour. But so you can still keep up with it if you're running behind it, but you're gonna have to really run to catch up to it. You really do. And it actually suggests instructions when the child is on it to actually kind of kick off forward a little bit to help get going and to pull the throttle. Because and this is for a good reason too, they didn't put a crazy amount of torque on it, so you're not going to pull the throttle. It's not going to like stand straight up, shoot off, you know, burning the tire with flames, hit a car, and then explode. Okay, none of that's happening. But it does take off at a very, very good pace. So you do not want to test it in the house. Okay, do not, you know, if your kid's trying to keep turn it on, you know, you have to like, nope, no, you're not turning it on in the house. You know, I put my grandson on here, you want to turn it on in the house. Well, it's like, why just let him turn on? Because he pulls that thing and he's going to go 14 miles an hour, you know? He's going to like go right through the table here in the dining room, knock off lamps. So do not test it in the house. But, and this is a small dislike, with it being, you know, lead acid batteries, it says do not let freeze, do not store in a place where it can freeze. So right now, the dirt bike is in the house, because it's getting very cold. It's getting down to the teens at night, and so the garage is dropping below freezing, probably, you know, right at it there. So I'm just storing it downstairs until it gets a little warmer, and then it'll stay on the garage. Okay, that's not a lot of dislikes. So let's move on to the likes. All right, what do I like about this bike? Well, most everything about it. Okay, first of all, the build seems very, very, very sturdy. Okay, I picked the thing up, just grabbed the handlebars, and the frame actually comes right to here, to the end of the fender. I can lift it up, and it does have enough weight where you're definitely, know you're picking something up, but it does not, it's not crazy heavy, but it definitely doesn't feel flimsy at all. Nothing on this bike has felt flimsy, so that's great. So I think they got a good tire choice there, using the kind of like dual sport tires, which will do good, pretty good off-road, and on the street as well. They are pneumatic. Now there's no suspension, but at this size of a bike and price range, I think it's actually too much to expect to get some kind of suspension. It is a padded seat, and you can drop the air pressure on the tires a little bit if you're doing off-road. So there's that. The fenders and the plastics on these are very sturdy. I was kind of figuring that it would be super flimsy and feel like it would just like fold and buckle if you brushed against it wrong or try to grab a hold of it. It's actually really sturdy. The Sonic graphics do not come with it. That's something my daughter did on her Cricut because my grandson loves Sonic. Okay. Now the number 5 here, the stickers here came with it. The only thing we've added is the Sonic, but it's good plastic. All right, the kickstand, even though it's little, it's sturdy. It's not super cheap. I was also thinking this would be something that would probably catch on something and just get ripped off. Now that could happen. We get rough with it, but it's sturdy. It likes to lock in place. Not a problem. The other thing about the foot pegs, talking about locking in place, also really like this idea here. So when he's learning to try to ride it, especially because he's still got the training wheels on the bicycle, so he doesn't have that quite figured out quite yet. You hear that click? It'll click down and click up. So not only can you click it up to help put it in storage so they're not hanging out, but he can keep his feet down now without catching the foot pegs and balance himself while he's learning. I thought that was a really intuitive, just a nice feature. And again, everything, it's real solid feeling. This is not plastic. This is all metal here. That's all metal. Now, as I mentioned before when I was talking about my dislike for the battery compartment, but I did say everything was sealed, all the connectors, stuff like that. Same with the power on-off switch. It's got a rubber boot around it here. On the back side, it's got silicone sealant on the connectors. Now, when you turn it on, because of the rubber boot, if you just kind of like half turn it on, it's not like maybe like on all the way. Make sure it's pushed all the way in, or you're not going to go. You know, now we can go. The brake system is very simple. It's very similar to that of a bicycle. Has the adjustment here right up front here as well, just like a bicycle does. So there really is a lot of likes for this little bike. And I think you're getting a lot for the money, especially if you can find it on sale, which I did. So that was kind of fun. I got it like on a, you know, after Christmas, beginning, you know, New Year kind of sale thing like that. But for regular price for like $325, you're really getting a lot of bike here. And if you see here from this quick video clip, it's my first time with my grandson making a real run at it with it. But you see me holding onto his coat so he doesn't fall over because, again, the training wheel thing. We're going to work past the training wheel thing as fast as possible because that's really holding him back. But as soon as he gets on this, I know he's going to be like, go, 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 go. Well, so far, I'm really impressed. My likes far outweigh the dislikes on this bike, so I'm definitely giving this thing a thumbs up so far. And I'll have a 1-year review on this after my grandson's really like broken this thing in. And of course, we'll have some video footage of him actually breaking it in real good with that video, you know. Excited to get that. Also, I mean, as we keep making more videos, there'll be, we'll see those links in the description down below because I also gonna have video on how to get to the battery and the fuse. There's a video I've already made of unboxing how to set it up, you know, assembly and setup, initial setup. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, check out our website, hundreds of more videos. There is another video for you guys to enjoy. You guys have a great day.